Why did you click this video after seeing that thumbnail? Tell yourself in one sentence. Like and subscribe now, then listen. You have a reason, own it. You keep making the same moves that push her away. You text to fix what silence should. You beg for closeness while acting needy. You confuse convenience with commitment. You trade your standards for short bursts of attention. Each mistake chips at your dignity. Each mistake empties the room of respect. This video is brutal by design. It names 9 things men must never do with women. No fluff, no theory. Real behaviors you repeat at night. You will see the exact moves that destroy attraction and trust. A stoic truth follows each wound. Not anger, but restraint. Not charm, but clarity. Not clinging, but boundaries. Stop trading power for approval. Stay until the last point. Can you stop before the damage is permanent? Point number 1. You think you know. When did you last question the story you tell yourself about women? The story says you already understand her. That you know the rules, that you are in control. Look at the truth. Picture yourself in the gym mirror at 6 a.m. Eyes red from a night of scrolling her feed. Your phone still shows the unread message you wrote but never sent. That's the cost of believing you already know. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You must become your own examiner." The old soldiers of Rome stood silent before battle, checking every strap twice. They knew assumption could kill faster than a blade. You walk into dates, arguments, and intimacy without that check. In the ancient arena, one mistake meant the spear. Today, it means divorce papers on your desk. A stranger in your house, or a child asking why you left. Believing you know her mind is a blindfold. Believing you know your own is worse. Stop assuming her signals. Stop reading your hopes into her words. Start watching actions. Start questioning your story. Train your silence. Ask yourself tonight if you actually see reality or only your projection. If you can tear down your illusions, you'll see the ground you're standing on. If you don't, the next steps in this video will cut deeper. Stay with me. The next rule strips away another layer and shows you the hidden signals you've missed. Point number 2. Signals versus truth. When did you last test the story behind her signals instead of accepting them? How many times have you seen a look, a text, a smile, and built a fantasy on it? Look at the cost of your interpretation. Picture your phone lighting up at 2 a.m. 3 words, no punctuation. You think it means desire, apology, a way back in. Then nothing. She disappears by sunrise. That's the gap between signals and truth. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The ancients read enemy movements, not their own wishes. A wrong reading of a banner on the hill meant slaughter. A wrong reading of her mixed messages means self-betrayal. In the old world, men studied the pattern of shadows before moving. In your world, you scroll, overanalyze, and then act blind. You mistake attention for connection, silence for rejection, noise for commitment, all because you want the signal to confirm your hunger. Stop feeding on hints. Stop letting emojis and glances become your compass. Look at consistency, time, and actions. Look at what she does when no one's watching. Train your observation. Ask yourself tonight if you see her behavior, or only you're craving for it. This is how you start stripping illusion from reality. In the next section, we go deeper into the trap you build for yourself when you turn her comfort into your identity. Stay here. It gets heavier. Point number 3. Comfort mistaken for commitment. When did you first decide her comfort meant she was yours? Was it the night she leaned on your shoulder? The morning she stayed a little longer? Or the message that felt like forever? Be honest with yourself. Picture the apartment at dawn. Her sweater is still on your chair. Coffee brewing. You think this means you've crossed a line into permanence. Then one day the chair is empty and her number is blocked. Comfort fooled you into believing in a bond that never existed. Epictetus wrote, "Attach yourself to what is in your control." In the ancient world, soldiers could rest in the camp, but they never mistook the tent for the fortress. They knew the march could resume at any moment. You should know the same. Modern men confuse warmth with loyalty. They confuse habit with a vow. They think repeated nights mean a shared life. But she can leave tomorrow without explanation. And she will if she feels you leaning instead of leading. Stop reading permanence into passing moments. Stop offering your future in exchange for a temporary embrace. Hold your frame. Hold your mission. Train your detachment. Ask yourself tonight if you've mistaken her comfort for a contract she never signed. Once you separate calm from commitment, you reclaim your power. Next, we confront the hunger that drives you to cling and the silent trap it sets around you. Stay with me. It cuts closer to the bone. Point number 4. The neediness trap. When did you last feel that cold panic when she didn't text back? When did you let your chest tighten, your thumb hover over the phone, your mind spiral into desperation? That is the trap. Picture yourself in the car at night, parked outside her place. You told yourself you were just in the neighborhood. Her lights are off. Your phone stays silent. You're waiting for a signal that will never come. Neediness is not desire. It's surrender. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." The old warriors of the empire stood still under rain, waiting for orders, keeping their weapons dry. They knew discipline mattered more than impulse. You lose that discipline the moment you start chasing validation. Modern men call it showing interest. In truth, it's begging for certainty. Each double text, each impulsive gift, each attempt to solve her silence is a signal that you have no center. It pushes her farther every time. Stop running after her attention. Stop filling silence with your noise. Build a life she must step into, not a life orbiting hers. Train your restraint. Ask yourself tonight if your actions come from choice or from fear of losing her. If you can sit still in that tension, you'll regain control over yourself. In the next section, we face a deeper betrayal, the kind that happens when you trade your standards for her convenience. Stay locked in. It gets darker. Point number 5. Betrayal by convenience. When did you first give up your own plan just to keep her close? Was it the trip you canceled? The friend you ignored? The boundary you erased? Trace it back. That is where betrayal begins. Picture a quiet Sunday. Your gym bag sits by the door. She calls, says she's bored, and wants you there. You drop everything and go. One time becomes every time. Soon your life bends around her moods like wet paper. You don't see it, but you've betrayed yourself by convenience. Seneca wrote, "No man is free who is a slave to his body." The soldiers of the old republic would not abandon post for comfort. They endured cold and hunger to hold the line. You abandon your own line every time you make her ease your highest goal. Modern men confuse sacrifice with strategy. They think saying yes buys them love. It only drains respect. It signals you have no mission and no edge, and once she senses that, she tests harder or leaves. Stop reshaping your schedule to earn her gratitude. Stop selling your standards to buy her temporary presence. Live your code. Stand your ground. Train your backbone. Ask yourself tonight what you've given up that was never hers to take. When you reclaim your time and space, you stop betraying yourself. The next section cuts into a different wound, one that hides behind soft words and half-truths you keep telling. Stay here. We're going there next. Point number 6. Dishonest honesty. When did you last hide the truth behind a soft phrase? When did you say it's fine while your chest burned? That is dishonest honesty, and it rots you from the inside. Picture the kitchen light at midnight. She asks you what's wrong. You stare at your phone, say nothing, then offer a smile. Your silence isn't calm. It's fear. It's the fear of losing her if you speak what you really think. Epictetus wrote, "Only the educated are free." The men of old knew a half-truth before battle could destroy an army. They shared the full map, the full risk, and accepted the cost. You hide behind polite answers and wonder why your connection dies. Modern men confuse keeping the peace with keeping respect. They bury resentment under charm. They believe silence preserves the bond. It only corrodes it. Each unsaid word becomes a brick between you. Each swallowed truth erases your edge. Stop lying to avoid discomfort. Stop using passive phrases to mask your real stance. Speak clean. Speak once. Train your candor. Ask yourself tonight if your words reveal you or disguise you. Once you start speaking from the core, you stop leaking power. The next section reveals the pivot you must make, where control stops being about her and starts being about you. Stay tuned. It shifts everything. Point number 7. The Stoic Pivot. When did you last stop and ask if your reactions belong to you or to her? When did you notice that your moods rise and fall with her attention? That moment is where the pivot must happen. Picture a rainy parking lot at night. Your phone buzzes, her name flashes. You feel your pulse spike, your breath quicken. One message can change your entire state. That is not control. That is dependence. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." The old philosophers watched empires rise and burn, yet kept their inner ground. They understood that no person, no event, no insult could invade their will unless they allowed it. You must learn the same. Modern men think strength means louder words or bigger gestures. In truth, it means stopping the pull. It means taking your attention back from her orbit. It means making your calm non-negotiable. You don't pivot to punish her. You pivot to reclaim yourself. Stop reacting to her tests. Stop making her approve your thermostat. Decide your state before you enter the room. Hold it until you leave. Train your sovereignty. Ask yourself tonight if you own your next move or if you're still waiting for her cue. When you make this shift, everything else in this series of rules lands harder. The next section shows how boundaries build desire and restore the silent gravity you've been missing. Stay here. It turns from theory to structure. Point number 8. Boundaries build desire. When did you last say no and mean it? When did you hold a line even when she pressed harder? If you can't remember, you've already started losing her respect. Picture the apartment door at midnight. She calls, wants you there. You're exhausted, work at dawn, but you go anyway. Each yes chips away at your own edge until you're a shadow of yourself. Desire dies in the shadow. Seneca wrote, "He who is brave is free." The ancient legions marked their territory with walls and shields. They understood that a line drawn was a life saved. You erase your own line and call it love. It isn't love. It's surrender. Modern men confuse availability with devotion. They think constant presence proves worth. It proves nothing but need. Desire grows in space. Respect grows in limits. Without limits, you become background noise. Stop being on call for her whims. Stop making your life porous to every request. Choose when and how you show up. Make her step toward you. Train your boundaries. Ask yourself tonight what you've allowed that should have been stopped at the door. Once you rebuild your lines, your presence carries weight again. The final section will show how hard rules and silent power complete the shift you've begun. Stay ready. It seals everything you've learned. Point number 9. Hard rules, silent power. When did you last write down your own rules? Not vague intentions, but hard lines you will not cross for anyone. If you don't have them, you've already surrendered control. Picture yourself in the dark before dawn. Your phone vibrates with another request. You know it violates your schedule, your plan, your values. You still go. Every time you break your code, you kill the quiet power inside you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." The old generals carved orders into stone because they knew paper burned. Their men knew exactly where the edge was. Your edge disappears every time you compromise to please. Modern men talk about strength but live without structure. They drift from one situation to the next. They adjust their standards for attention, comfort, or fear of losing her. Silent power comes from immovable rules, not from louder words. It's the unspoken certainty in your eyes when you say no. It's the weight in your presence when you hold your ground. Stop bending your rules to keep someone. Stop explaining your standards as if they are negotiable. Write them. Live them. Train your code. Ask yourself tonight if you stand for something or if you're still waiting for permission. When you hold hard rules with quiet resolve, you become the gravity in the room. This closes the cycle of the 9 mistakes and 9 pivots. Now you decide whether you'll act on them or keep scrolling past your own power. You've just walked through 9 hard truths that most men never hear, let alone practice. Each point was a piece of a larger picture, taking back your power, your clarity, and your quiet strength. If you've made it this far, you're already different from the crowd. You're willing to look at yourself and change what needs changing. Thank you for spending this time here. It matters. This channel isn't just content. It's a place for men like you who are serious about growth and self-mastery. Every view, every comment, every like builds a community where we hold each other to a higher standard. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing and hitting like. It's the easiest way to stay connected and to make sure you don't miss what comes next. And if something in today's video hit close to home, drop a comment below. Share your experience or ask a question. Your story could help another man watching. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.